Ovo je live koji sam radio u kom sam objasnio kako izgleda strategija Steven Bartlettovog podkasta, gde sam uradio ceo jedan breakdown kako on funkcioniše i kako je uspeo da napravi svoju imperiju od svog podkasta. Tako da, izuzetno zanimljiva epizoda, još jedna epizoda na engleskom, ali izuzetno zanimljiva i izuzetno je važna kako biste vi skapirali kontekst u koji pakujete vašu produkciju. Zato što nije dovoljno da budete samo montažeri. Morate da budete stratezi i poslovni partneri. Ako ste vi stratezi i poslovni partneri, bit ćete plaćeni u skladu sa tim. Ako ste vi samo jebeni montažeri, bit ćete samo montažeri. Tako da ja bih vam najiskrenije preporučio da uložite vreme, da pogledate i ovu celu epizodu, da biste skapirali kako funkcioniše jedan podcast, kako funkcioniše marketing jednog podcasta, kako funkcioniše sve asocirano sa jednim od najpopularnijih svetskih podcasta. Tako da, Dario Fasio analiza coming up.
What is up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be explaining exactly how Steven Bartlett scaled his podcast into a 71 million pound empire. And by the way, this is a coaching call for my group where I'm going to be explaining exactly the strategies behind scaling the podcast, how to clip up podcasts into thousands of pieces of content per month that are going to be going out on multiple accounts to really blow up social media. I'm going to be going through paid advertising strategies that Steven Bartlett is using. I'm going to be talking in detail on how he's actually building up his trailers, how he's building up his advertising strategies, how he's getting his podcast guests, everything that is concerning scaling one podcast to an empire and how to monetize that podcast, I'm going to be breaking down in this video. My students are here with us, as you can see them right here. And they're going to be asking any questions that they might have regarding anything that I talk about in this video. So just for reference to understand who we are exactly, we've been in the podcast growth game for a long time. We've been doing content production for 10 years. Then we ventured into scaling podcasts because this is the easiest brands to scale are podcast hosts. Why? Because podcast hosts have long form pieces of content that you can utilize to create hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pieces of content that can then be made viral through very specific strategies. And I'm going to be going through exactly what those strategies are. I'm going to be going through how to edit long form pieces of content, how to produce short form content, how to produce visual assets associated with podcasts, how to do copywriting for a podcast, how to do how to distribute content on additional accounts. I'm going to be going through ways to monetize your podcast, where we're going to be how to build collaborations with other podcast hosts, how to monetize the podcast, building out a digital product or any product at all. And I'm going to be analyzing, once again, Steven Bartlett and his podcast and how he got it to an evaluation of his net worth, which is 71 million pounds or $96 million at the age of 26, which is kind of fucking insane. So one of the most successful entrepreneurs in UK right now is Steven Bartlett, and Diary of a CEO is one of the most popular podcasts in the entrepreneurship niche, which is a really important niche, really important niche. And Alex Hormozi, when you go to his channel, he's going to be, when you watch this video right here, and by the way, guys, this is a huge recommendation for all of you, watch this video. 1 second. My evidence-based, stop answering questions, 3 weeks ago, stop chasing, analyzing, he's analyzing the quality of leads that come from each different social media platform in this video right here. So, YouTube Premium, I need it right now. Sorry guys, we're gonna wait through this ad right here. Boom.
I've grown my brand over.
So he's speaking about how he has grown his brand and about all the social media, all the social media platforms that he utilized to grow his company acquisition. and how he basically he's talking about kind of where his conversions come from. And why do I begin our video with this? It is because this video right here is going to explain why YouTube is one of the most important platforms for any entrepreneur out there who wants to build a personal brand. You'll see that sometimes you can venture into TikTok because it's kind of easy to get views and engagement and to feel like you're doing something, but then you realize that you ain't really doing anything because TikTok is shit because it doesn't convert. On the other hand, YouTube, you might have 10,000 subscribers and literally earn millions of dollars because you've chosen a very specific niche that is really, really high converting. So watch this video right here. It's Alex Hormozi, my evidence-based guide to making money online. Really important video to understand exactly how to build your strategy for social media for growth of your personal brand, because this video once again is going to explain exactly what you should prioritize and what the approach should be. For example, if you have limited funds to play with, up to, let's say, if you have up to $50,000 per month to invest into growing your personal brand. And by the way, $50,000 may sound like a lot to some people, but $50,000 per month is actually not that much. If you have up to $50,000 per month to invest into some platform, I would highly recommend investing into growing your podcast on YouTube and then clipping that podcast up into thousands of pieces of content for other social media platforms. So this video is going to be outlining exactly why that is. And just as an example of a guy who has a very small amount of subscribers relative to a lot of brands. So it's Business Roids. It is Alex Becker. Alex Becker Business Roids. So right here, you're going to find a YouTube channel that has 38,000 views. And he used this YouTube channel to explain his product and to build ads for his product, which is Hyros ad tracking tool. So this is his product, Hyros, boom. This is his ad tracking tool, which was acquired, one second, accept all. And Hyros, and by the way, Hyros is an ad tracking tool used by Tony Robbins, just to show an example. And I think that actually it's used by Steven Bartlett, but I'm not 100% sure. But Hyros acquisition, who is it in? Boom. Hyros has been acquired for, I think, $110 million. So he had an exit. Alex Becker had an exit of $110 million because of his podcast, because of his YouTube channel. And it's not a podcast, but it is long form videos like this. Boom.
Do you want to become a software engineer? Well, if you don't know where to start, I'm Jacob.
This is going to be a problem. I'm going to have to choose a different account.
Oh boy, rub your hands together. Go get some shit.
So this is his channel that kind of like 64,000 views. Like this is why it's really important to build a strategy for your business and to think about the strategy before doing anything with your before moving forward with any sort of engagement building or anything. You have to understand who you're marketing to. You have to understand what your product is. You have to understand what your offer is. Really, really important to understand those things before. And by the way, this video right here is one of the best videos that I have ever watched on building ad scripts. Absolutely insane video right here. Absolutely freaking insane. So 38,000 subscribers and exit at $110 million. I think you get the point. I don't think I have to really dig that deep into it. So let us go into sort of just quick. I'm going to go into a quick overview on Steven Bartlett and what he does, and then we're gonna go into a deeper level of analysis of the podcast game. I'm gonna be going through how you can build a product that you can monetize. So you as a podcast host, how you can build a product that you can monetize that is not gonna be taking your time and that is gonna be extremely profitable. That product can be a digital product, a community, or a coaching. So, and I'm going to explain exactly why that business model is important. And just for reference, I paid Wes Watson $12,500 for mentorship, and you can see just.
If I had to describe what I do.
1 second. Let me go real quick to Wes Watson's testimonial on who the fuck I am and why you should maybe consider listening to what I have to say. 1 second.
Testimonial from them.
And for you to be impressive as Nicola right now, you'd have to be so capable, so smart at such a level that they would give you the speaking floor, or you have to write something or publish something or make content to show that you're a lot more intelligent than everybody.
You get the point. I do know my shit, so, and my knowledge does come from a lot of experience, a lot of investing, a lot of I've coached thousands of people online, and as you can see right now on this call right now, we have people who there is a reason why people have confidence in what I have to say. So let's do a quick overview on the Diary of a CEO and Steven Bartlett. So let's go to his channel. One of the most important things is he was kind of early in the game of entrepreneurial podcasts. So when you go into 1 second, the oldest, it is 4 years ago. So 4 years ago, he began doing podcasts within the entrepreneurial niche. And this is important context to understand, because right now, some people might think that just by doing podcasts, just by podcasting, you're gonna achieve some sort of a result. Unfortunately, that's not true. It is not enough for you to be a good speaker right now. If you want to be really successful as a podcast host, you're gonna have to invest a lot of money, or you're gonna have to do it slowly, tediously, and wait until the right opportunity comes. What do I mean by this? So if you are a podcast host that just wants to talk and thinks like, okay, through me talking and being interesting, I'm going to attract audiences. Yes, to some level, but it's going to be extremely slow. The way things should be done is by doing the following. 1 second. The way things should be done is by doing this right here. It is cross promotion. Why do we want to do cross promotion? And what do I mean by cross promotion? You have to get people on your podcast who are famous, who are viral, who have the audiences and who already have the attention. So you have to do collaborations with entrepreneurs and other influencers in the niche. So it is really important to understand this, because this is gonna actually break you through. You breaking through yourself is extremely hard, because you have to have perfect knowledge on how to attract attention, how to build attention, how to be really, really, really good at speaking. You have to be doing it for a long time to succeed. You have to be a really, really good speaker, or you can pay. You can pay for people to hop on your podcast or to hop on theirs. For example, Tai Lopez podcast application. Boom. Just to give you an example, Tai Lopez. 1 second. Tai Lopez show. Let's see, it should be here. Podcast with Ty. All right. Right here. Make your podcast go viral by having Ty Lopez as a guest. Here is and this is this is true. Like, make your podcast go viral by having Ty Lopez as a guest. That is exactly how you go viral. By grabbing people like Ty and having them on your podcast. For example, Wes Watson. When you go to, I don't know if you know who Wes Watson is, but he's a really popular personal development coach in the Miami area, and he got his Wes Watson funnel analysis. If you watch this video of mine right here, this is my analysis of Wes Watson's coaching funnel. You're gonna see how he got to $2.7 million per month from coaching. So, okay, somebody try to do exactly what I did, but you ain't good as me, bitch. So yeah, when you go to this video right here, you're gonna see that he got to $2.7 million a month through coaching, and one of his offers is having him for a podcast, and you have to go to Miami area, Wes Watson podcast. You have to go to Miami area to shoot in the move. So right here, you can see a lot of people, Jay, Ignite, Dylan, there is a lot of people who have, I'm going to show you how many subscribers. 300 subscribers. 300 subscribers. 300 subscribers. There is a lot of people who pay Wes to get them views. So right here you can see 19K, 18K, 12K, And Wes is a really controversial figure, so it's easy to make his clips go viral. So then you can utilize that content to make the clips go viral, and then you maximize the chance of your thing being viral in general. But it's not enough to do it once. You have to do it consistently in this way. This is really important. So that is why you have to understand the concept, the context of the podcast. Really, 1 second. That is why you need to understand the concept of how he became viral. Because I had many clients tell me, like, let's utilize their strategy, and I'm like, dude, we can't. I hope you understand that when he began, the thing that made him viral wasn't him being a very good speaker and doing podcasts consistently and all of that. Because people think that with consistency and with them being a good speaker and with them having interesting guests, they're going to become viral. You can. I'm not saying that you can't, but I am saying that you have to have good guests on. Like really popular guests on. And I don't mean good guests in terms of interesting guests, because there is a lot of interesting people, and the space is very, 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 very competitive. I'm speaking mainly about the 1 second. Let me see a resolution for this configuration. This expected video. Okay. Yeah, whatever. I'm just looking 1 second. So you have to have really popular guests to go viral right now, or you're going to be taking a shit ton of time, and then you really have to love being a podcaster to become successful. So that is something that you need to realize. Now, understanding how he scaled his empire is basically what you need to have is something like Patrick Bet-David has. So Patrick Bet-David is an interesting example of a podcaster who also built an insanely PBD net worth. And by the way, I was just recently on his event, And this is what Patrick Bet David had to say about me. One second, Nikola Gladovic. This is what Patrick Bet David had to say about me. One second.
Išao meni konkretno da se rukuje sa mnom i nikom drugom.
What do you do for work? Are you like from which crime family are you part of? Tell us.
So basically, I work with personal brands like yourself. I build their content and I speak to a lot of people.
You're right. Your answer was very unique.
What you need to address is that your top performing agent has...
And by the way, just to see kind of my story, here it is.
Ti si car.
None of this right here makes sense. I shouldn't be here. I was an alcoholic. My mom and dad died when I was young. I was down the deep rabbit hole of darkness. And then in just 5 years, through listening to people like yourself, I've been able to turn my life around and basically create the life of my dreams.
How awesome is that? How awesome is that?
I zato je
So yeah, my life is really interesting. Here is Adam Sosnick from Patrick's team. There is a lot of, and by the way, here is once again why I feel like
you don't share screen.
Oh yeah, I'm sharing it to YouTube. Sorry about that. At least I've done it on YouTube. Share sound. Boom. All right, and a little bit about why I feel like I have the authority to speak on these subjects myself too. This is consistent awesome performance on my personal social media. Like this is what you can expect if you deploy the strategies that I talk about. And let me show you, for example, 1.2 mil. Like there is a lot of cool stuff that I utilize, and I do implement this strategy myself too. So yeah, why is PBD interesting? If we go to PBD's net worth, we can see, I would call this fucking insane. So why does a $500 million entrepreneur choose to build valuetainment and invest so much time into his podcast? Like so much time. Like 19 hours ago, 1 day ago, 3 days ago, 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Like there is so many episodes of him doing this. Like so many. Why does he invest? You can imagine that a $500 million entrepreneur is very fucking busy. Why does he invest time into a podcast? It is because he understands the value of having a long form piece of content and then clipping the shit out of it. So when we type in Patrick Bat David, this is what we're going to be finding. Explore. Let's go to Explore. Is there a search on the Explore? Reels. Sorry guys, there is no search. Patrick Bat David. Well, you can see clips.
You can tell a lot from somebody how big they think after they make money, and haters.
Podcast.
I've never gotten this many
podcast.
I believe that if
podcast.
One of my favorite quotes. Podcast. I don't know if Plato. Okay.
Podcast. So podcast appearances really drive a shit ton of attention to your thing. And your thing is what makes you money. So valuetainment is driving a shit ton of views for him, but he ain't making money from valuetainment. The way he makes money is by converting his audiences into paying clients, which is events. Right here you can see events. For example, Volt is no, this is what is this? Something different. Okay. VT, oh yeah, Valuetainment Headquarters. This is a live Valuetainment Headquarter event. Boom. You can see.
It's one of its last kind in America. Why? It's on 11 acres. It's got 2 hangars. It's on an airport.
You get the point.
Upgrades of...
So he has live events. I was just in the attendance of The Vault. myself, where I met PBD. So he has a podcast, then he has events, then he has PBD Consulting. 1 second, which is one of the most important. PBD Consulting. Boom. PBD Consulting. Nope. Pat David Consulting. This is where he, I believe that this is where he makes most of his money right now. So what can Pat David Consulting do for you? $3 billion in owner transactions, startup, early stage. So he can help businesses scale and grow and get acquired and build their multiples and all of it. So strategy sessions, one-on-one consulting, boom. So there is a lot he's doing on the consulting side, and I think he began in real estate. So he began in real estate, but he ventured into consulting and doing live events and all of that because this is what his podcast did for him, and his content in general. So when you go to YouTube, you're gonna be finding content that is so PBD. Let's go. PBD.
You said enough.
Oldest. Okay, this is for PBD. Where is the channel? Where are the different channels? Patrick by David. Patrick. One second. So valuetainment.
So
you can see 11 years ago, early in the game, he understood the value of content a long ass time ago. And once again, you have to understand it for context, just to understand that you ain't gonna be doing videos like Alex Hormozi did them. Alex Hormozi, like, look at the quality of a video like this.
Trening je gotov, naruči glovo. Uživaju.
Few of my friends, and one of the things that came up during dinner was, what is it to live a balanced life? Do we live a balanced life? We're all business owners.
You get the point on the quality, and right here, what you're going to be seeing.
You guys want to hear something?
Oldest.
Hey guys, I wanted to show you something kind of cool. A little bit of a humble brag, but yeah, so I'm opening this gym in kind of the middle of nowhere. Doesn't really look.
6 years ago. You understand? Like, they began early. Like, they every single one of the biggest guys was early in the game. And you might say, yeah, but this guy began 2 years ago, for example. But what I would say to that is he was early in the niche. He wasn't early maybe in the podcasting game, in the podcasting niche in general, but he was early in the real estate podcasting or like trading whatever the fuck podcasting. So all of the guys who are huge and the biggest names in the game were early in either a niche or whatever the fuck. You get the point. So you have to understand this for context so you can build a strategy based on getting bigger people on your podcast, so you can build social proof, so you can then deploy that content. And when people see that you had huge names on, and when people see that with huge names you had good conversations, then they might do the podcast for free. But you're gonna have to pay for big names to hop on your podcast, and that can range from $10,000 to $30,000. Some of my clients have engaged with Andy Elliott, Bradley, Grant Cardone, Grant Cardone, Patrick Bet-David, actually. And I know that pricing, and usually you can get really big names for $30,000, like really big names. And some names you can get for $10,000, but usually you can go under $10,000. And if you're not popular, some of the names are going to be a lot more expensive. So it depends. Some of the big guys won't even give you a chance until you can prove yourself as sort of somebody who they can trust with a podcast appearance. So, for example, one of my clients flew out. One second, where is the stop? What the fuck? Oh yeah, one of my clients actually flew out. Zvuk se ne šaruje. One of my clients flew out to US and met up with Ty Lopez, like I said, Andy Elliott, Bradley, Mike Rashid, Wes Watson. He did a tour in US where he met up with all of them. He did their events, so he invested in them, and he also invested into appearing on a bunch of podcasts. And this is the right strategy. This is what you need to do if you want to really blow your shit up. Now, let's go back to sort of the structure of what you can do in regards to like if you got to a point where your podcast is now like you've done the appearances with those guests and you got them. By the way, does anybody have any questions for me, guys? No? Tony, you don't have any questions? What the fuck is happening, guys? This is the level of engagement when you do a stream on Saturday. All right. Okay, cool, whatever. Cool. So, yeah, 1 second. What can we do to make sure that a podcast goes viral? So let's use an example of what Steven Bartlett, social media manager, did. Social media manager. One second. Okay, so we can break down their strategy and we can kind of pull info from this video right here, and I'm going to show you a really cool prompt that you can utilize to analyze a video. So this is Steven Bartlett's social media strategy, strategist. And this is what we can do. We can go to ChatGPT, go to VoxScript. Then I'm going to take this prompt right here. Boom. This prompt right here. Where is the boom, 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 boom. Okay. This is the prompt, guys. I will provide you with a video. I want you to write a comprehensive 2,000 to 3,000 word blog with a professional tone about what's being talked about in the video. What's being talked about in the video based on the video's transcript. I want you to write it in the style of the speaker. The goal of this blog is to teach people about the subject of the video. When you're writing the blog, please act as if you were supposed to only use materials from the video. Use the whole video to write this blog. Also treat the task as if you were supposed to turn the transcript of the video I will provide you into the blog I ask you to create. In addition to this, do not mention the speaker or the fact that you've created the blog out of a video. You're going to see how high of a quality the blog is. What the fuck? sometimes VoxScript cannot pull the transcript. That's very, very unfortunate for a video like this. Meta Marketing Genius. Does it have it? Where is the transcript? No transcript, it seems like. No, let's use a different video maybe. Yeah.
Before you dive into another episode of the Girl, areas of...
Okay, let's use this one maybe. Boom. Boom. And boom. All right, we're gonna wait a little bit to get what she is talking about. So I'm doing this just to kind of give us a little bit of a structure behind what we are gonna be talking about, because she really broke it down very well on the podcast that I wanted to do, but I assume that it's gonna be probably the same. And we're also gonna be doing it with
this is
Steven, so why not? Let's do that too. Let's open up another ChatGPT. Let's see if we have the transcript. One second. Yeah, a little bit of a delay here, but whatever. Nope. Where is the girl? Oh, here it is. Where is the thing where I can see the transcript? Seems like they don't.
Some videos don't have it.
Yeah. Let's see this.
Hey guys, this is Catalin, and in today's interview we have a really special guest. We have Steve.
It seems like no videos.
Welcome to the Huberman Lab podcast, where we discuss...
Hey guys, this is Cal.
Or they removed the button for the transcript. Huh. Let's try this one. Boom. If this doesn't work, then I'm gonna fuck off. And then go directly into my thing, which is this right here. So, or we can do, yeah, the VoxScript is not working right now, unfortunately. Let's try one more thing. Did I do this with Logan Forsyth? Logan Forsyth. This guy right here worked with Ty Lopez, he worked with Iman Gadji, he worked with Gregor Gallagher, he worked with Big Brandon Carter, he worked with like a lot of huge names that blew up. He worked with them because this guy right here, one second. Logan
Everyone has been talking about
Forsyth.
OpenAI's ChatGPT, and for good reason. Its ability to generate any request in human-like text
So how much money
is
do you make?
remarkable.
So this is
Yeah. So Logan Forsyth has what's called media scaling, which is a company that guarantees 1 billion views on social media in the first 180 days. But what are the requirements is if you are a long-form YouTube creator with a minimum of 300,000 subscribers, you have more than 100 plus long-form videos, and you're earning a minimum of $100,000 per month. Why? Because his service is expensive because it has to be expensive, as well as mine. But mine is relatively non-expensive compared to his. 100 plus long-form videos because they need a library of content that they can utilize to create virality, and you have to have 300,000 subscribers because it is easy to make somebody viral who has product market fit, and in this case the product is the person. When you're a podcast, you are the product as a person. So 300,000 subscribers are just to kind of prove to him that you are a good speaker, because you wouldn't have 300,000 subscribers if you weren't a good speaker. So here you can see Rob the Bank, Gregor Gallagher, Brandon Carter, Dropouts, Ty Lopez. I know that he worked with Iman Gadji, but probably Iman Gadji didn't want to allow him to use the testimonials or whatever the fuck. So really, really, really cool. Now, how does he make you go viral? How does he force the algorithms to give you views and to make you go viral? So this is the strategy. You take a long form piece of content. And you clip it up into as many short form pieces of content as possible, and then you distribute it to additional accounts. Now let me see if I can where did I break it down? On coaching, maybe? No. And one second. I think I broke it down here. After you build short form content pieces, then you distribute it to all the popular social media platforms such as YouTube, Meta, TikTok, and lower priority platforms, which is Snapchat, X, and LinkedIn. So, I'm going to explain exactly how we do that. Let me see if I broke it down right here. Boom, boom. No, I didn't break it out here. Okay. So the most important thing to understand here is why podcasting in general is the easiest to make go viral. Let's say that you're doing a vlog, and Nick asked me a perfect question on like, does this strategy apply to when you're doing a vlog, for example? No, and because of a simple reason. Let's say that you're doing a vlog such as Mike Thurston. Boom. Okay, so Mike has this right here. Boom.
What's up, guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to discuss the topic of armed.
So Mike Thurston
movement
is doing vlogs, but how many of you know him from his vlogs? Like, let's go to most popular videos, and I didn't do this before streaming, but I will guarantee you right now that his most popular videos are probably exactly 4 years ago. And I swear to God, I didn't do this before. I didn't prepare this. I couldn't have prepared this. When I click on popular, I can guarantee that 4 or 5 years ago are going to be his most popular videos. 2 years ago. Oh, 7 years ago. Ha! It was more than the average. Okay, understood. Yeah. 6, 7. Okay, there are some that are like 1 year ago, but 6, 7, Why? Because 4 years ago and more, you had popularity of vlogs. So let's go to Llados, one of the biggest Spanish-speaking influencers. Boom, videos. Okay, popular. Vlog. 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 4 years ago. This is what you can see. Vlogs were popular then. But why are these people influential still? It is because of Mike Thurston. It is because of their podcasts. So all of the short form content that we're going to be seeing is podcasts. You see? Basically all of it. Basically all of it. So now you understand, like, they became podcasters for a simple reason of clipping up their content into short form content pieces, because short form content is what's most important right now, and you can see that by this short form content, Mr. Beast. This is the biggest influencer on planet Earth. Boom, boom, boom. 1 second. Yeah.
Interesting thing, because like never before in history have you been able to make a piece of content that goes viral on Facebook, goes viral on Instagram. I mean, Reddit has where you swipe through, can go viral on Reddit, can go viral on Twitter. When you tap on a video, Twitter you can swipe through, go viral on TikTok, and go viral on YouTube. Like, if you make the right kind of short form content, you can literally grow across every platform. Like, Cabby Lane doesn't make Instagram specific content. And what does he have, like 80 million followers?
I think you're neck and neck with him right now.
Yeah, well, but whatever. But on Instagram, he's like 80 million followers, right? But the guy doesn't even use Instagram. He just reposts his clips of it, right? Same thing with a lot of other people popping on short form. So, like, short form is very interesting because it's like, you don't have to be like a god at YouTube. You don't have to be a god at TikTok and then a god at Snapchat and then a god at this platform and that platform. You can actually, it's very weird. It's like, this has never happened in social media. It just never has. You can master this one craft, and by mastering that one craft, you can grow across all platforms, which it's just like, even for me, like I would say I'm one of the best. Interesting thing.
Do you get it, guys, now? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? This is YouTube framework, get good, get smart, whatever. One second, there is more clips on that.
I mean, when you really boil it down to the people who are watching, just think about it. Like, what do you think YouTube wants? Like, to me, I think YouTube just wants people to click on a video and watch it, right? I mean, that's how they get their ad revenue. That's
blah blah blah. This is for a different video. So we are still, by the way, talking about the strategy to grow your podcast. Later down the line in this video, we're going to be talking about how to monetize your podcast. But right now we have to understand how to drive attention to your podcast. So, and by the way, unfortunately, there is a lot of clients that want to work with me that are not good speakers. If you want to make your shit go viral, you have to become very good at speaking. You have to be a true content producer. It is not enough for you to you have to think like a content producer. There is entrepreneurs who are very entrepreneurial that want to do a podcast, but simply don't want to invest the time necessary to become good at speaking. As you can see right now in this video, I don't make any pauses. I don't stumble over my words. I have shit to talk about. I'm not insecure about it. There is value that I'm providing consistently. I'm not choosing subjects. Everything has a very good flow. And that is because I've trained myself into becoming a good speaker. I know how to do it. I know how to build a viral hook. I know how to talk shit. I know how to use the different dynamic ranges in my voice, in my tone. So these are all the things that you have to think about. If you're not willing to really give it your all and try, you ain't gonna become successful at it. So you have to think like a content producer, and you have to think, you have to become less of an entrepreneur in your mind when you're doing a podcast and more a content producer. So everything can become content, and you have to talk in hooks. You have to talk with always having a hook in mind. So let's go, what did I want to do? Let's go back to the strategy. So now, why does even Mr. Beast appear on podcasts? Like, this is what you're going to be seeing. Podcast. Boom. This is podcast, blah, 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 blah. A lot of fucking podcast episodes. Now, why does, for example, Prime evaluation. Logan Paul. Why is Prime valued at $3.1 to $8.4 billion? Why? Why is okay, whatever, Prime valuation, Logan Paul, $5.5 billion. Why is the company that was created by KSI and Logan Paul become something this big? And by the way, this is why. Impulsive. Because of this, right here. Prime. This is why. It is because of a podcast that I have with the most popular people in the world. KSI and Logan Paul. Like, this is this is what you can do with your podcast. This is what you can do. 1 second. Let me remind you of what you can do. Be valued at $5.5 billion. Or PBD net worth. Or reach a net worth of $500 billion. As a reminder. $500 million through having a strong personal brand. Boom. Let me show you another example of why building a personal brand is important. Lopez personal brand. This video right here, a huge video. Huge video. 1 second. Boom.
Warren Buffett realized this in the 1960s. He became a personal brand and started doing his annual Berkshire Hathaway. Even if you're shy, you must grow your own personal brand. We are in the third wave of wealth in modern history. Wave 1 was the rise of government-based wealth. Christopher Columbus, he partnered with the kings and queens of Europe to create his own wealth. Wave 2 was the rise of corporations. Rockefeller, Vanderbilt, Carnegie, that started in the late 1700s, 1800s, and continues to this day. But approximately in 2020, is my opinion, we entered into third wave, which is the rise of individuals. Mr. Beast told me, Ty, he came to visit me, he said, I'll be a billionaire before I'm 30. I think he's about there. The third wave has come upon us. This is not an optional thing. You either do this or you become extinct.
You really do this or you become extinct.
3 pieces of advice for building a personal brand in 2024. So I was actually just on the phone with one of my private mentor clients. He's a huge real estate fund. And I told him, I said, look, man, imagine a hypothetical that there's a conference somewhere in the world, okay? And it's called the 20 Best Conference. And then it's on a specific subject. And every single person who enters their name to be on stage, they get up there in front of thousands of people and they have to say, hi, my my name is Bob, and I'm one of the 20 best in the world on blankety blank subject. So to build your personal brand, what would be your blankety blank?
This is advice that you need to understand when building a personal brand. You have to be best in the world at a very specific thing. It's very hard to compete when you're trying to be a best entrepreneur in the world, because Alex Hormozi, I mean, like, at the end of the day, Jeff Bezos has a personal brand right now, and he is the best in the world. So it's very hard to compete with him. By the way, if you want to understand the value of building a personal, are back to building. Oh yeah, this is it. Like, why the richest billionaires are back to building a personal brand. Like, guys, hope you understand that Elon Musk personal brand, his personal brand, like, I hope you understand that. Okay, let's go to Elon Musk net worth. Boom. Elon Musk net worth. I hope you understand that this number right here, $270 billion, is because of his personal brand. I hope you understand that. I hope you understand that when he bought X, this is the reason, because he wanted to make his personal brand the strongest on planet Earth, which he succeeded in. So you need to understand the value of a personal brand, because that attention that you're going to be getting, you can turn it into money. Really, really, really important to understand. This is why I've been doing what I've been doing on my side, Nikola Vladovic. This is why I've been building content. This is why I'm doing this stream. This is why you can trust me, because when you see that millions of people watch my videos, and literally millions of people watch my videos, you can understand that I have something good to say. That is the value of a personal brand. Now, how do we do it with a podcast? Let's go back to here. We have long form content piece that goes into short form content that is then distributed into additional accounts. And that can be seen right here. One second, give me 1 second, guys. Okay, this is what you can expect. Boom. So, a flagship piece of content is produced, and it turns into audio, written, and video. And video goes on main YouTube channel and clips channel, and into short form pieces of content. Now, when we go into this right here, this is what we can see right here. Boom, long form piece of content gets into short form pieces of content, and then is distributed into additional accounts. So, why is podcasting the best on planet Earth? Because a long form piece of content, this is why we need long form piece of speaking content, long form talking head content gets split up into short form pieces of short form. So let's show you this. 2 hours, 2 hour episode equals 30 to 90 pieces of content. Okay, so a 2 hour episode is then turned into 30 to 90 pieces of content. Boom. All right. Boom. Then we take, then it, boom. We take the short form content. How many platforms do we have? Boom. One second. YouTube Shorts, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, Snapchat, X, LinkedIn. Am I missing something? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I missing something? I don't think I'm missing anything. Okay, so we have 7 different social media platforms, and then we have additional accounts. What does additional accounts are going to be later down the line, but what does this mean? 1 podcast episode. One podcast episode, 91 2-hour podcast episode, 90 clips, 7 social media platforms, means 90 times 7. 90 times 7, 630 pieces equals 630 pieces of content. Then we have additional accounts. Now, what does this mean? If we have this, then this turns into per 1 additional editor, you get editor and account manager, you get 630 additional pieces of content. When you are popular, you are a good speaker and already popular, it is easy to make you viral. And cheap editors can do it. This means that for $1,500, for 1,500 USD per month, you get an additional 630 pieces of content. As you scale your brand and as you scale your revenue with your personal brand, for $15,000, for 15K USD, you basically get 6,300 pieces of content that go out. Do you fucking understand now? And why do I say fucking understand now? It is because this $15,000 per month is literally nothing. That's nothing. $15,000 to have 6,300 pieces of content go out every single month is literally nothing. That's basically free. That's like if you have good guests and if you have a lot of editors, for this amount of money to get to 6,300 pieces of content, like then you have a clear call to action. So when you have a clear call to action and clear path to purchase, that's it. Now we're gonna talk about like what to do with a shit ton of attention right now. We are gonna talk about that, but I just want to reiterate, like, do you understand what this strategy can do? Like for $15,000, like people are paying, like, for example, e-commerce brands that I work with pay $10,000 for one single post on an influencer's social media platform. For example, you have a 1 million follower fitness influencer, and we pay him $10,000 to post one piece of content. Imagine having 6,300 pieces of content go out every single month. For this, or 6,300, that means 4,000 pieces of content going out every single month for a price of $10,000. 4,000, I'm going to repeat, 4,000 pieces of content on all social media platforms. So you might be under the impression like, yeah, but most of them are not going to work. Yeah, sure. But like 4,000 pieces of content, let's say that we base this shit on the CPM, just on the CPM, cost per mile, cost per 1,000 additional impressions. Like when you have 4,000 pieces of content, let's say that one reaches, like literally one reaches 1 million views. Literally one reaches 1 million views. For $10,000, 1 million views, that's $10 CPM. Or is it? Yeah, I think it's $10 CPM. So you get an amazing CPM. I mean, you get a very decent CPM, $10 CPM. And if you have a product that is converting at 0.01%, the conversion rate and what you can do with this is mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. So I need you to understand this. This is why this strategy works, because you're simply out-competing everybody, and you can scale your editing team. And through short-form content, you can do absolutely insane shit. And that is something that you can actually see in the video that I wanted ChatGPT to do an analysis of. So that social media manager. 1 second.
There are many people who misunderstand what.
Let's go back to what she had to say, which is, I'm going to be finding it right here. Okay, we're going to watch this.
Talk through some of those kind of breakthrough bits in chunks. There's short form video.
Yeah.
How do you approach that?
Our short form video strategy is all focused around how we can reach new people and keep them engaged for as long as possible.
Reach new people, keep them engaged as long as possible.
We're actually not super interested in directing them to the long form piece of content. So
this is why omnipresence with short form content is important. You don't really care about driving them into a specific thing, but
we'll let them know where it is, but we're not selling, which I think is really important.
Really important not to sell, because there is going to be so much attention that you're going to be driving that you don't really have to sell.
We're not kind of pushing it down their throats that they need to go and see the long form, because actually short form is a visual art in itself that people are consuming more and more and more. Eventually they might talk about it offline and you might develop these warm leads that then turn into people who go and watch, but we're not pushing it down their throats. So in terms of how the process looks is we'll usually have someone sitting in on the recording. So we have a green room, someone's listening live, speed up the process.
Now let me show you real quick kind of like what I do with my content. And this is like I've just put up this website with the form, and